Roy Jones Jr. boxing promotion. Max Ornelas is their kid, right? He's taking on Tony Lopez in an 8-round bantamweight belt. Also on the card is Rico Ramos taking on Daniel Noriega from Vegas at the Cox Pavilion. I'll put some stuff up this week. I might be going. If you're in Vegas, hit us up. Blah, 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 blah. Buy you drinks. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Can we get to Saturday now? There's a lot of boxing. And there's a lot to talk about.
No, just get to the main events. That's
Saturday night, let's do what's happening on ESPN Plus, the new app, Andrew, from England. Amir Khan has returned. He's taking on Phil Lo Greco in a 12-round.
Let's go, Lo Greco.
Taking on a 12-round welterweight belt from Liverpool, England. Liverpool, for those of you who aren't white, is the home of the Beatles. That's all I could say about Liverpool. Okay.
Very nice.
Showtime, Saturday night. 3 fights worth watching. I'll be watching. Andrew will be watching. Andrew's probably got people coming over for these 3 fights. We start off with Gervonta Davis taking on Jesus Cuellar, 12-round for the vacant WBA lightweight title. Gervonta Davis, the man who has been sucking on the tit of Floyd Mayweather for the last couple of years, Andrew, is getting his shot at a WBA title. What do you think?
If he wins, he gets Lomachenko, Floyd says. Look, Lee, there's a lot of people who think Gervonta Davis stepped over the line when he was talking about Floyd going to the MMA, how it could be bad. They said Floyd didn't like that. Now Floyd don't really like the kid anymore, and all of a sudden he wants him to fight Lomachenko, and just a fight ago he said he wasn't ready. Now all of a sudden a training camp has made him ready. So, doesn't look good. The future don't look bright for Gervonta Davis if that is true that he has to take on Lomachenko. Cuellar is a whole mess in himself, right? That young man can fight too, but the power of Davis will probably pull through because Cuellar does get hit. His chin is there, and the kid Davis has power. So, I like the fight, more interested in the outcome to see what Floyd is going to do to this kid on live television.
One half of the Charlo brothers, the Jermell version, is taking on Hugo Centeno for 12 rounds for the WBC interim middleweight title, which means there will be a belt out there. Of course, Charlo's the favorite. Andrew, is this fight worth watching?
On paper, you're going to say, yeah, right? 1 defeat. They have like 60 wins. I don't know. About 50 wins, 1 defeat in between them both. But when you look deeper into it, I don't know, Lee. They're both kind of prospects, right? Jermell, he's been there for a while, but really only fights your B-level guys. And this Quintino kid, he's never really become anything more than a prospect. And as a prospect, he's been stopped once on a PBC card in his career. So I don't know who this young man is. If he goes in there and gets knocked out in 1 or 2 rounds, he was never really anybody, Lee. So it's one of those fights that there is a no-win situation for, is it Jermell or Jamal that's in this one?
Jermell.
There is a no-win situation for Jamal here. He needs to get through this fight as fast as he can and put his name out there in the middleweight division for someone a little bit bigger. It's time for him to tell Al Heyman, we need to make some money here, right? The $1 million payouts are cool, but he's in his dead prime right now. He's 26-0. He's been the champ for years. I mean, the guy's averaging, 1-2 fights a year for the last 2 or 3 years? He's got to pick it up a little. I'm hoping he gets through this win fairly quickly and puts his name out there. Look at, if Triple G gets canceled for May 5th and you knock out your opponent, let's say like all the other prospects, he's been knocking out the last 3 guys, doesn't get hurt. Why don't you put your name back out there for a Triple G summer fight? Turn it around in 2-3 months. Come back and fight Triple G. You're in your prime. You're one of the best fighters. In his mind, he should be telling them, I'm the best right now. So why not try to go for this game plan? I'm just tired of these Charlo. I mean, look, earlier, Lee, you announced that his brother's fighting Austin Trout. What does that do for you? What but give you a paycheck?
Well, getting paid is important, Andrew.
It's important, but Lee, for his legacy, to get more money in this sport, at some point you got to stop fighting PBC guys.
Well, that's not going to happen, Andrew.
I know. No, I know. I hear you. It's going to be sad when Al leaves. I don't know what these kids, these men
That takes
are
us
do.
to the main event of the evening, Andrew. Main event of the evening. Ready?
What's this? What is this?
The main event for Showtime. Adrian, the Boner Broner. Star of porn.
Yeah.
Star of screen. Star of porn. Yeah. Star of going to jail.
Went down on a stripper on stage, Lee. Do you remember that video? Oh, that kid. Jeez,
takes on Jesse. I now talk shit. Vargas. In a 12-round welterweight bout, Jesse Vargas has said point blank, as you've listened to on this show, I'm going to put a beating on Adrian Broner. Now, for those of you who don't understand the dynamics of this show, one, I find it hard to believe that Adrian Broner is actually going to make welterweight, which means, I mean, that's the truth, right? He's not going to make the weight limit. He's just going to show up.
147 they should make, Lee. I hope
Adrian Broner's going to show up and be whatever fucking weight he's going to be. That's number one. Number two, Jesse Vargas is fighting. He's not a welterweight. Jesse Vargas is not a welterweight. He's not a welterweight. He's too small for this fight, Andrew. Jesse Vargas is going to get fucked up.
I believe you're right. I don't see him having the power to keep Adrian Broner off of him.
Dude, he's 2 weight divisions above where he should be fighting.
His power is just not there. His power probably really isn't even that good at junior welterweight. You know what I mean, Lee? He's a boxer.
He's a Sergio Mora. He is an also-ran who was in the right place. By the way, that's a great reference because all Jesse Vargas is a guy who fought Manny Pacquiao. That's really it. Like, Jesse Vargas' claim to fame...
he knocked out member Saddam Ali, who right now holds the WBO junior middleweight title with a win over Cotto. He beat Saddam on HBO. That's what gets this Jesse Vargas into the elite level. Those are 2 prospects undefeated that went for it.
Yeah, but he changed, and he's fighting with Mike McCallum now. He gets rid of his corner. He's all sucked into the Al Heyman vehicle. And now he's doing...
trainers.
And how many times have we talked about this, right? You get somebody who's got a little bit of name talent. I can't imagine that happening in the PBC. Then you make him fight guys that are way too big for his class, right? This isn't good matchmaking.
With you. Hey, look the winner of this fight probably fights Spence. Dead serious.
Yeah, but Jesse Vargas isn't going to be the winner of this fight. Like, he'd have to pull out of his ass an epic boxing match.
Or Broner comes in fat. Lee, if Broner doesn't train and he's got all these other outside the ring issues on his head, he's going to get outboxed by Vargas. Vargas is not Vargas is a decent fighter. He's a good boxer, all right? He doesn't have any power, but the kid knows how to throw a jab right hand. He knows how to move around the ring. He doesn't have the power to keep most welterweights off of him. That's what he's going to lack going into every fight. And I think Adrian Broner's the same situation. Even though Broner is a smaller fighter himself, he seemed to have carried a better punch in the welterweight division than Jesse Vargas at this moment. But I like the fight. I hope whoever wins convincingly. So when they do announce that it is going to just be the winner fighting Errol Spence, that we'll get a good fight out of that one too. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not a 12-round, how do you say it? Workman-like decision, Lee. And then they tell us, he's going to get to fight Spence next. What a bore that'll be.
There you go. Which, Genoa, take us in. Genoa with their big hit, The Madman from 1989. Play us in, Ben. If you don't understand him, I don't understand him either. Takes us to our second featured story of the day, and the biggest story of the day. Oscar De La Hoya is back in the news. All right. I will read the story. Then I'm going to turn it over. For
promoting, Lee? For promoting?
No, for getting a dildo up the ass.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It was reported this week, just a few days ago, a shocking sex tape featuring boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya is at the center of an alleged $2 million extortion plot being investigated by the FBI. It is believed that De La Hoya was targeted by 2 women who posed as Instagram models to get access to the star. According to multiple sources, with the knowledge of the situation, the women in their late teens and early 20s met De La Hoya on a dating website in February and began messaging him on Snapchat. The multimillionaire former boxing champion Golden Boy promotion chairman then invited the women back to his luxury condominium in downtown Pasadena, the property inside the Montana building. Oh, I know this one. Which De La Hoya snapped up in 2017 for $2.65 million. Boasts a 4,150 square foot luxury interior space, 3 bedrooms and a patio and a wine cellar. Once there, it's claimed that the women partied with the star before filming him on a cell phone in various embarrassing sexual situations. De La Hoya was apparently intoxicated, but aware he was being filmed. Daily Mail, this particular article has learned that weeks later, the women contacted De La Hoya and allegedly demanded $2 million to prevent the tape from being released. It's understood that the former boxer refused to pay or even negotiate. The pair approached celebrity text. Wait, it gets better. Then approached celebrity sex tape broker Kevin Blatt with the video. The content of the shocking sex tape allegedly includes a totally naked De La Hoya playing the part of an exhibitionist in front of 2 women, one blonde, one brunette, while in one scene, the women are seen performing sex acts on him with kitchen utensils. Jesus. Realizing the women may be trying to extort De La Hoya, Blatt claims he turned them down. As a last-ditch attempt, the women also approached De La Hoya's ex-wife, actress and model Shannon Moakler. Moakler, 43, who was told the tape would humiliate her, and Atiana, the 19-year-old daughter she has with De La Hoya. She's that old already? And again, the women allegedly demanded $2 million. Moakler immediately contacted De La Hoya, and they both decided to inform the authorities of the alleged extortion plot. It's understood the case has now been referred to the FBI, which is investigating. A spokesman for the FBI said, "We cannot confirm and or deny the existence of an investigation." However, Hollywood sex tape broker Blatt said yes, 2 women tried to extort Oscar De La Hoya. I was contacted by someone claiming to be an Instagram model, and she put me in touch with the girls. I took the meeting. I met with the girls in Hollywood at a coffee bean. She was young and very skittish. She wore a hoodie and big glasses and tried very hard to disguise herself. She gave me a fake name of Jessica. Wait, it goes on. Jessica then showed me over an hour of clips from the sex tape that purportedly showed Oscar.
Showed him an hour, you said?
An hour of clips from the sex tape.
Wow, Mr. Blatt.
She said she had her friend had already approached Oscar and demanded $2 million. I've seen a lot of shocking videos in my life, in my time. And this one was incredibly embarrassing.
Oh, shut up.
But it was clear to me that Oscar had been set up. The girls even took pictures of his driver's license to prove it was him. They knew what they were doing, almost as if they had done this before. In my mind, it was an outright extortion. I cut ties with them immediately. Blatt said he has reached out to De La Hoya's people and is aware of the FBI's involvement. A source close to Moakler, who was asked not to be named, said the former Playboy model turned reality star interviewed by the FBI investigation for 2 hours on Monday. The sources said that the incident has caused much distress to her and De La Hoya. It was very intimidating. They said they wanted $2 million. They wanted to release the tape everywhere. But Shannon stood firm and called their bluff. She told them, "Go ahead, release it. I don't care." Then she immediately called Oscar, and they decided to go to the authorities. It's hands of the FBI now, and they already interviewed Shannon. Hold on, there's more. De La Hoya, 45, nicknamed the Golden Boy during his boxing career as an Olympic gold medalist. Yeah. Retired, blah, blah, blah. The Golden Boy currently reps, blah, blah. De La Hoya is no stranger to this kind of controversy in 2007. The infamous fishnet panties and high heels shit. Serbian stripper Milana Draval released the photos and claimed De La Hoya had cheated on his wife with her. At the time, De La Hoya's camp claimed it wasn't him, and the photos that were the stripper were out for his money. His team even brought in their own photo expert who said the snaps were computer-generated forgery. However, as many of you know, Dranville, who released the photos, later filed a $100 million lawsuit against De La Hoya, claiming that he unleashed a smear campaign against her. The case was later settled. Yeah, it was. And then later, Oscar said, "Let me tell you, yes, it was me." He told the Spanish TV network during an interview about his alcoholism. Then in 2011, De La Hoya was